over the last week, you saw Thomas Reese, very prominent Jesuit in America, also making the same kind of idea, suggesting that Biden is in fact God's pick for president of the United States. Now, he didn't make this video, but he promoted it, and you got to see it to believe it. Watch this.
On the 8th, down on God's paradise and said, I need a leader, someone to unite rather than divide, who stands on morals and values and doesn't idolize dictators and bullies. God said, I need someone to protect consumers and farmers from corporate greed, workers from wage theft, students from crushing debt, homeowners from discriminatory lending, seniors from overpriced medicine, and loved ones from gun violence. God said, I need someone with arms strong enough to protect the planet, strong enough to fight monstrous evils spreading across the globe, and hold every side accountable for peace. God said, I need someone willing to give their whole life in service, and so God made Biden, and God made us all. Together we make our democracy strong. Thank God we chose a faithful president who doesn't worship himself nor undermine the Constitution he swore to uphold. For such a time as this, we pray to God what is true in our hearts. 4 more years.
Okay. There's a lot you could say, but the fact that this was promoted by a Jesuit priest should be stunning. People should be wondering, how is that even possible? You don't really need to wonder, though. The Jesuits have shown who they are. In fact, on March 17th, this same Father Reese and the papal nuncio, Christophe Pierre, as well as homosexual Irish Prime Minister Leo Varadkar, and, of course, Jesuit Father James Martin, were all with President Joe Biden at the White House for the St. Patrick's Day brunch.
What we have here is a kind of ritual behavior without substance. It's to maintain the trappings or the appearance of both the church and liberal democracy, whilst doing everything that it forbade, everything that it is in fact the opposite of both of these doctrines. This man doesn't no more defends freedom and heals the world from division than President Zelensky presides over a democracy. It's a sham. And it really is an insult to the American people to be compelled to take this kind of spectacle seriously.
Yeah, unbelievable. Well, Bishop Strickland, in fact, has called it out. He, in fact, issued a call that was very stark and it was very needed, but it's a lot more bold than he's ever spoken before. Let me give you this. This was, you can go to lifesitenews.com, of course, for the full story, but these are some of the highlights from his most recent letter. This is Bishop Strickland calling out apostasy in the church. And he says, the church is holy, yet composed of sinful human beings. And although guided by supernatural truth, she often gets bogged down in and even corrupted by things of this natural world. In our time, he continues, it appears that the overwhelming presence of fragile clay in the church threatens to obliterate the supernatural truth that is her heart and soul. Christ has promised us that the church will not be obliterated by the powers of hell, but we must make it our daily choice to live the supernatural truth that is Jesus Christ. And then he adds this, and get this, he says, too many prelates not only exhibit a lack of supernatural faith on their part, but they are also hell-bent on eliminating every vestige of supernatural faith from the church. This has been building momentum over many decades, but we must open our eyes to the crescendo of apostasy that we are now witnessing. He adds, whether in liturgy, doctrine, or simple everyday piety of Catholics, too many prelates and powerful forces in the Vatican are doing their best to dismantle every vestige of supernatural faith, as well as any understanding of the supernatural truth that Jesus Christ has revealed to us. Frank, please, what's your take?
Well, it's important to note that Bishop Strickland remarks, and I think quite rightly, on the fact that we're not just talking about some problematic statements from the Holy See. It's not just, oh, what does the Holy Father mean about this or about that? What does Amoris Laetitia mean, for example? What does Fiducia Supplicans mean? We're not talking about word games. He strikes at the heart of the mystery and the meaning of the Catholic faith. And he says, rightly, I think, that the whole project, which whether it's expressed by the Synod of Synodality or the movement towards what you might correctly call a new religion, is basically one which alters Catholic doctrine, which desacralizes the sacraments and the holy sacrifice of the Mass, and which genuinely does move away from an acknowledgement of the real presence, which is the heart of the religion itself. This is an extremely timely, I think, but accurate warning about the degradation of Catholic worship and the fact that the doctrine, the observance of the sacraments, and the liturgy themselves are changing under this process.